All right. Yeah. 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 Rangers win 5-3 over the New Jersey Devils in game 15 of the regular season. And yeah, it feels great to be back after a long break. Went out of town for a while. And it feels great to come back to a team that, by the way, it keeps winning hockey games if you weren't aware. I'm very, very happy right now. Very happy because of the fact that the Rangers are battling so much adversity night in and night out. They're finding ways to win. Not really, but you have so much that you could pencil in as a positive in this game. How about the fact that the Rangers were able to go toe to toe in a offensive style run and gun game when, by the way, Mika Zibanejad and Chris Kreider did not play their best game. When, by the way, Blake Wheeler is so incredibly slow to the point where I don't know what the Rangers could even do when they play teams like New Jersey, and he's out there because New Jersey, they're a quick team. We know this, and Blake Wheeler was visibly slower than, don't get me wrong, usually he looks slow, but he looks way slower than he does on most nights in a game that moved very quick, and it was alarming. In a night where Capo Caco still is not really performing well, the Rangers were able to go toe to toe in a run and gun style game. I still thought they played fine defensively too. That's what's the great part. Even though you look at the shots, 33, not sexy. You look at the high danger chances against in the third period, not sexy at all. I'm still pleased because that first period, they were nails defensively. And you look at that first period, you're a little upset because the Rangers, you felt, played a very good first period. Not very good. You would have liked for maybe them to generate a bit more offense, but I thought they played a respectable first period where they should have been coming out up 2-0. But then Igor Shesterkin, he did not have the best start to this game. He did not. Let's be honest. The second period, they played good enough defensively too. And then the third period, they came out terrible, the Rangers. But thankfully, their guy, Igor Shesterkin, this guy, I don't know if you heard about him, but he seems to be different from some of the other goalies in the league. And he just went into Dominic Hasek mode and was nails in that third period, keeping the Rangers afloat. And the Rangers still turned it around in the third period to win this game. They looked a lot better in that third period as it went along, and it was visible that New Jersey was getting frustrated. And you could tell that they were more annoyed playing the Rangers in this game tonight because Jacob Trouba was all over them, dummying them, because that neutral zone trap works against a team like New Jersey. It's just that simple. And if the Rangers were able to clean up their breakout passes here and there and not turn the puck over too much, I don't think this game's even close. I think we're talking about easily a dominant 5-1 win. A lot of New Jersey's chances came from the Rangers shooting themselves in the foot with turnovers. That's stuff that you could clean up, and that's stuff that, quite frankly, I'm not too upset about because you're coming off of a long break. I hate making excuses like that, but it's the truth. They're coming off a long break, and it's hard to click right away, especially when practices are not the same as in-game environments. It's hard to click right away. And it was mainly their breakout passes that was their Achilles heel in this game. So imagine they're playing a game where they're breaking the puck out of their own end. I don't think we're talking about a game that's even close tonight. I'm just being honest. I don't think so because the Rangers have been that good in this game. And even when Igor was letting in soft goals, there was not, I don't like being like this. I don't like sounding cocky like this. I did not have a doubt in my mind they were winning this game. Didn't have a doubt. They were down 3-2. I thought they were at least getting a point in this game because they're that good right now and they're playing that way. And I trust the man who's behind the bench, who's patting the guys on the shoulder that's going out there, who's setting up the systems in place. I trust that guy behind the bench to go out there and have them firing on all cylinders and to adjust. That's the main thing because there was clear adjustments from New Jersey. Laviolette had an answer. Laviolette had an answer in that third period because in that third period, the way New Jersey came out of the gate, I know I keep saying it in a lot of these recaps. They're done for with Gerard Gallant behind the bench there in that third. They are dead in that third period because there is no way with the way New Jersey started that third that Gallant would have had an answer to the way that they were playing. I don't know if it was during a TV timeout or what, but Laviolette had them turn that thing around the third period, and they got going and played a better hockey game towards the end. So, yeah, I didn't have a doubt that they were winning this game. I really did not. And that's the difference between a coach that you could trust and a coach that you cannot trust. You could actually sit there confidently, having a good feeling that they're going to win this game. And that's just how I felt in this one throughout pretty much the entire way through. I was a little worried when Igor was letting in some soft goals, but he locked in. He hasn't played in weeks. He locked in. Now, again, do not get me wrong. I'm not going to act like this was the best win in the world. There were definitely things that were concerning, but I'm very pleased with the fact that a team that we heard all offseason about how this was the team to beat in the Metro, how New Jersey was all of that. They're going to come out guns and blazing. Tyler Toffoli's going to make a difference. And now I'm hearing, oh, well, Timo Meier wasn't in the lineup. Oh, well, Nico Hischier wasn't in the lineup. Okay. Adam Fox was not playing for the Rangers. Okay. Philip Hedl is not in the lineup right now. It's a matter of which team could have the next guy step up and get it done. The Rangers have that right now. And Eric Gustafsson, the Gus bus, keeps on rolling. Keeps on rolling. And it sucks, too, because the game opened with Mika having a good chance. And this was pretty much the story of Mika Zibanejad's night. He had countless opportunities to bury a puck. Just couldn't end up happening, unfortunately. He couldn't end up burying the puck in this one. And it sucks because whether it was fanning on shots, missing the net, but there was a lot of ugly in Zibanejad's game. That's the unfortunate part, is that your number one center still is looking way too spotty for my likings. And I love that you have Vinny Trocheck coming in and stepping up, being that guy right now while Philip Hedl's out and while Mika Zibanejad's in a slump. But at some point, come on. We got to get there. And you have Kakko being invisible, like somebody said in chat. Nick said that in chat. Kakko looks invisible. Blake Wheeler looks like he does not belong in this league anymore with his foot speed. So yeah, there's definitely issues. But it's just crazy that we're sitting here talking about a Rangers team that has yet to fire on all cylinders, and they end up winning 5-3 against a team that we were told was going to manhandle the Metropolitan Division going into this year, and that the Rangers weren't even in the same class as New Jersey. So, yeah, I know Hughes was playing banged up too, but again, the Rangers had issues of their own, and they did not play a crisp game. To be completely honest, I don't think we saw either of these two teams at their best in this game, so it is what it is. But the Rangers battled with adversity. They won. But again, it was not all sunshine and rainbows. I want to emphasize that because there were too many turnovers. You had Keandre Miller trying to break the puck out. He turned one over. Schneider had to make a nice play because Jones ended up jumping up in the rush. Pitlick tripped by Holtz. The Rangers go to the power play. And yeah, they end up scoring on that. Gustafsson, nice, with a nice play on Lazar, shorthanded, but the Rangers made it 1-0 as beautiful passing by that first unit. Mika to Brad, Gustafsson, Trocheck playing catch there. Panarin gets it from Vinny Trocheck across and fires it on the open cage. That makes it 1-0. New Jersey, unfortunately, though, would tie the game up very shortly after as they kept peppering shots on. Jack Hughes threw one on net. And then this was the thing that I just don't understand. Like, how many times are we going to rant about the NHL rules? How many times? So let me get this straight, right? So the whistle blows as the puck was about to cross the goal line. It crosses it, a goal. They review it for 2 seconds, and it doesn't matter because the intent was to continue the play. But then we had intent to blow the whistle when it was pretty much a similar type thing where the puck was immediately in the net. If anything, the puck, when Will Coley fired that puck on goal against Columbus, that thing was quicker in the net than Jack Hughes' shot was tonight on Igor Shesterkin. But one counts, the other one doesn't. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know anymore. The rules are just gray. Again, not enough black and white, too much gray. I'm going to sound like a broken record. I'm not even going to rant about it too much because they won. But it's just infuriating that I just can't understand how this keeps happening. Cannot understand. And I'm pretty sure it was the same official too, by the way, in this game as the Columbus game. So take that for what you will. But the second line was buzzing. Miller couldn't handle the puck. The Devils almost got a chance alone, but Trouba came in and absolutely levels. I think it was Nosek that he leveled. And yeah, Devil fans aren't happy about it. Don't know what to tell you, but keep your head up. Don't know what to tell you. Beautiful hit, and I love him setting the tone. And the Rangers scored pretty much right after that as well, as the fourth line gets what they are supposed to get, a greasy type goal as Jimmy Vesey. How about him tonight? Himmy. And that play too by Zach Jones there, opening things up. Schneider too, they go D to D. It ends up opening things up. New Jersey goes out of position. Jones finds Schneider coming down the half wall, and then Schneider throws it on goal. Vesey's able to get the dirty goal, and that makes it 2-1. That's the type of play that I want to see from this fourth line, who, by the way, had probably their best game of the season thus far. The fourth line, very, very great play from the fourth line in this game. If they could play at least half of that even, the Rangers are going to be in a lot of games, because that was the type of play that you want to see from your fourth line. Miller had a nice pass to Lafreniere, who tried to hit Kreider in front. Marino, though, had a good play to stop it. The Rangers had a lot of opportunities that were broken up in front of the net, or Vanacek just came up with the save. The breakouts, though, again, rough. Trouba coughed the puck up. Brett almost got one in front, but Coley with a nice play in front. Kakko had a nice defensive play, and that created a 2-on-1. Coley, though, with a shot denied. I would have liked to see the Rangers to be a little bit quicker, too, off the rush at times. They definitely were that later on in the game, but earlier on, they looked a little slow, turning their defense into offense, which was a little problematic for me. Schneider, though, had some nice plays in the neutral zone, holding the puck along. I think Zibanejad then came in, backed him up. Was nice to see that. Trocheck goes off for a cross-checking, and New Jersey would tie the game on the power play, as the penalty kill was good, but Palat gets a wide-open look in the slot. Can't happen, but Igor, too, got a piece of it, but it trickles through yet again. Not a good look. And then at the end of the period, you have Bastian Hook and Trouba no call, but the refs were just letting them play all night, so I don't know why I expected, but I thought the period was okay from the Rangers. I thought, again, not enough chances for the Rangers. They had 2 high-danger chances at 5v5. They allowed 1 in the first period. So, again, they look good defensively. But I think the main issue with them trying to generate offense was they were breaking the puck out slow. I don't think it was necessarily just the turnovers, but they were breaking the puck slow. Or, no, they were breaking the puck out too quick is what I meant. Because they were treating the puck like a grenade every time it hit their stick, where all of a sudden, I got to get rid of it. They're playing hot potato too much. Let's ease up, like I need to do. Let's ease up, control the breakout, and get through the neutral zone. Because once they controlled the breakout out of their own end, they were breaking through the neutral zone. It's just a matter of they were not doing it as crisp. That's the issue. But that was my assessment on the first period. But they were, how about Coley and Trouba, by the way? They opened the period throwing bod yet again. Trouba threw like 2 hits on McLeod, but The passing looked a little sloppy as well. Rangers got a 3-on-2. Trocheck to Panarin, and then Trocheck to Lafreniere. And Lafreniere, rather, the pass was a little too ahead. He couldn't get that. New Jersey got an odd man rush the other way off of that. Igor ended up stopping it. Kreider with a chance in front got tied up. Igor with a huge stick save on Jack Hughes on a give and go with Toffoli that we do not talk enough about. That save was beautiful. And that's when I knew, yeah, Igor's locked in. Igor's locked in, and he's ready to go. Panarin, too. How about him making some nice plays defensively? He strips the puck at one point, and that led to the Rangers getting some opportunities. Unfortunately, New Jersey came the other way. Hughes comes in, but the Gus bus. Yeah, he's having himself just an okay year. I cannot believe the Rangers got this guy at the price they did. I cannot believe it. Then McLeod elbows Lindgren in the face. They review that for 5 minutes, and then it ends up being no call. That confused me because I thought that if there was a call that was 5 minutes and they review it, it has to be reduced to at least 2, and they can't just say no penalty. I don't know. And I don't know how I feel about the hit. I thought it was a little high, considering Lindgren's face was bleeding. And it was obvious the elbow caught him, but what do I know? But then Vinny Trocheck ended up answering with a hit of his own on Holtz. I don't know if it was the stick that got Holtz or what, but he ended up looking ugly. But it's like, yeah, fine. If the refs are going to let the game be that way, play that way. Let's play that way. And I love that the Rangers did that. If the refs are not going to blow the whistle on plays like that, not call anything, answer back. Play that game. New Jersey got a couple chances. I thought when the fourth and third line was out there, things got a little too ugly at points, but Gaudreau had a nice play on Hughes to break things up. Miller had a shot from the point that almost went through. And I wrote it here because watching Wheeler was painful. They had to start double shifting Panarin. I thought they did it a little too late. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad they did it at some point. I'm glad Laviolette did it. But they needed to double shift Panarin earlier. I know you don't want him gassed. I know you want to save him for the dire parts of the game. But Blake Wheeler, I would have rather... I honestly would have rather seen Jimmy Vesey get double shifted on that top line with Kreider and Zibanejad. That's how much Blake Wheeler pissed me off tonight. And it's not his fault. Like, he just lost his foot speed. It's that simple, and he can't keep up with a quick team like New Jersey. Panarin almost got one. Vanacek makes a save. Schneider, he was all over the ice tonight. He made another nice D play on Hughes. Third line with a great chance. Coley with a shot that didn't go through. Hughes walked right in. Again, terrible turnovers from the first line. I think that was a Zibanejad with a bad turnover that led to New Jersey getting chances. Unacceptable. Mercer goes off for tripping Panarin. Vanacek with a big save on Trocheck at the door. Power play didn't do much else from there, but I thought the first line, again, ugly in that period. I felt that they played good enough in that second period to stay afloat. Thought they did. They had 5 high danger chances, 4 at even strength, 3 against. I thought it was pretty similar to the first period where New Jersey was just peppering a lot of shots on net. They weren't really getting quality chances, but the breakouts, again, that's what was the Rangers' Achilles heel all night, and I'm going to keep talking about it, is that they were too quick. They were trying to be too quick on the breakouts, which, yes, I get that that's where they look good against Minnesota and teams like that, but with the way New Jersey was playing and the way they were breaking the puck through the neutral zone, the Rangers, when they got it out of their own end, you had to slow things down. I think that was the adjustment in the third period that Laviolette made that got things going a bit more. I think that's what it was. They looked ugly to start the period. New Jersey got a lot of chances. Igor was up for the task, but unfortunately, it would end up being 3-2 as way too much puck watching by Lindgren and Gustafsson, and Haula gets a tap in front. does a Selly. I can't. I'm going to be honest. If there's a guy I can't stand on New Jersey, Eric Hall is one of those guys. Don't get me wrong. As a Ranger fan, I can't stand all of them. But Eric Hall is one of those guys where there's something about him. Something about him. Toffoli then open. Igor makes a save. But I thought the Rangers started to lock in. Zibanejad had a rocket off of a face-off. That went off the crossbar. New Jersey takes a too many men. Mika had a chance in front. Fanned on the opportunity. Gustafsson with a shot gloved by Vanacek. Power play over. And I saw Ranger fans losing hope. And I started to get a little worried then. Bratt then strips it from Lafreniere. I'm like, oh boy. And Igor makes a big save. Remember that save because the Rangers would tie the game up shortly after as off of a face-off tie-up. Panarin shoots it from there, and he roofs it. And how about him copying Eric Hollis Selly a little bit? I love that. A little FU to Eric Holla there for that Selly. Loved it. Loved it. But the second line was buzzing all night, and yeah, the Rangers would end up making it 4-3, by the way, because the fourth line, like I mentioned, looked good. New Jersey got a couple of looks, but they turned that defense into offense, and it all starts with Vinny Trocheck and then VC to Pitlick. Pitlick fires one on. VC gets the rebound, and he ends up burying that on a backhander. 4-3. Wheeler off of a block from Kreider. He ends up getting the empty netter. 5-3, and the fans hit the exit. So Panarin hits the post. It sucks that he couldn't net the hat trick, but Rangers win the game. They allowed 9 high danger chances, 5v5 in that third. You have to figure that a lot of those chances were early in the period because I thought the Rangers dialed in a bit after that. But yeah, big win. Big, important win. I'm a little upset with the way the first line played. Not thrilled with the way the third line played, but you go toe-to-toe with a team that everybody called a juggernaut going into the year and said that the Rangers had no chance of keeping up with and that their offense was so unstoppable. And yeah, the Rangers are now sitting here with 12 wins on the year, 25 points, first in the Metro. So not too shabby. You got a big task going into Dallas next on Monday. But yeah, I'm very pleased with the effort, especially coming off a 5-day break. Again, you would have liked to have seen better breakouts. That was the Achilles heel because the Rangers had how many? Yeah, they had 13 turnovers. 13. That will do it. But they still won in expected goals. 5v5, they were a little outmatched ever so slightly, but in terms of the expected goals, but I'm still not going to complain. I'm not, because I know that they could play better than this, but at some point, Mika needs to be better. I just can't help myself. He needs to be better. And I'm getting worried. I'm very worried as well about the play from Kakko. Very worried. And then Wheeler against teams like New Jersey. Ugh. Let's get to the comments or the chat here. By the way, leave a like on the stream if you did not already. We have 15 likes on the stream, and we have 50 of you, over 50 of you in the stream. I appreciate 50 of you guys stopping by. That is a very good amount, all things considered, with the way the viewership is. You guys have been crushing it, but 50 is a good amount considering what we usually get here. I don't know if it's because it's a rivalry game or what. I'm sure if the Rangers lost this game, we'd have more viewers because the Devil fans would be flooding the chat right now with L's. But yeah, let's get to the chat. Solid performance from the boys tonight. Not perfect, but love the fight from the team that they are showing. Second line was cooking it again, and credit to Igor. After a shaky first, he made some big saves. That's pretty much how I summed up the game there, Matt. Yeah, agree that Igor dialed in, especially when the team was a little shaky out of the gate in the third period. GG's to you, MSG Vault. Shout out to MSG Vault, one of the cooler Devil fans that I know. Granted, I'm not saying that our fan base is necessarily any better, but I like to try and keep it respectful. But sometimes I can't help myself with my hatred for the Devils, and I apologize, but you are someone I appreciate. Brutal fourth goal allowed by VTech. Also been a while. Brett needs to bury that breakaway at 3-2. Yeah, I thought for sure that if Brett buries that, yeah, that's probably the dagger right there. And yeah, Vanacek, that was a brutal one there, the fourth goal. And also, I think that was Marino there. He's got to do a better job on VC. Christopher, what's going on? Glad you're hyped too. Thank you for the like. I'll watch tomorrow when I'm... yeah, get a little more... ride high on the win, though, tonight. Ride high on the win, Christopher, and we'll see you tomorrow. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm glad that you had a fun night, though. Robbie, what's going on? What a win indeed. Trouba with that hit. Awesome. Yeah, Trouba was great. By the way, if we want to highlight guys, obviously Artemi Panarin was the top guy. I don't think this is a debate. If we're going to talk about guys that disappoint me in this game, the first line, the third line was not sharp. And then Keandre Miller was... I thought Keandre Miller had a pretty rough night, to be honest with you. And Zach Jones and Braden Schneider, by the way, I had not gassed them up enough. I thought I thought they had their best game as a D pair, and credit to them, because I have been a doubter of that third pair, and they had a very good game, especially Schneider. I loved Braden Schneider's game, especially the first period. Like, there was a lot of times I'm pointing at the TV like, Braden Schneider, man. And it just, please put it together consistently. Like, that's the biggest thing for Schneider, is he's so inconsistent. I agree, Freak. I thought that they were good at handling the Devils' forecheck without Fox, and I thought they did a good job in the neutral zone, despite a lot of times where New Jersey had a guy cherry picking up on the blue line. There was always somebody there to back check, and the Gus Bus was that guy especially. And then Trouba throwing hits. Yeah. Can you explain the Lindgren hit? So, what was it? McLeod that went in, and he went in on the hit. And don't get me wrong, I understand that you could say that it was a clean hit in terms of when he had the puck, but I just don't agree that you don't at least call a 2-minute penalty when an elbow clearly gets Lindgren in the face. Like, maybe a 5-minute major would have been much, but I think that should have been at the very least 2. I'm glad Lindgren's okay, though, but Lindgren, I love you, man. Please wear a shield. Like, you're the one guy. Please wear a shield. We need him in bubble wrap. What a comeback indeed, Michael. Yep, exactly. The neutral zone trap was great, and it's only going to get better. And Laviolette, we trust. And yeah, it neutralizes speed. I can't stop preaching it. Just imagine they had that last year. Imagine a world where they had that. Yeah, Laviolette is a great coach, and he's not getting appreciated enough because people are busy looking at what Rick Tockett's doing in Vancouver. Who else are like the standout coaches right now? I don't know why I can't think. Like John Cooper keeping Tampa Bay afloat right now. Spencer Carberry, since Washington's off to a solid start. Tortorella getting a good amount out of the Flyers. Montgomery because the Bruins are killing it. Maurice because people expected Florida to be slow, including myself, but they've been good. Yeah, a lot of people are focusing on guys like that, but Laviolette, I said going into the year, I had my full faith in this man. I had my full faith in Peter Laviolette. I made a video prior to the season to get ecstatic, to get hyped for the season with good reason too, I felt. And did I expect them to start off with this record? I'll be honest, no. No, I thought there would be an adjustment period, but we're here right now, and I'm most definitely the last guy that's going to be complaining about the 12-2-1 record in November, rolling into, especially if you could roll in the Thanksgiving break, maybe string a win against Dallas, get a win against Pittsburgh would be cool too. Would be cool too, in my opinion. Maybe string 2 more wins rolling into the Thanksgiving break, and then all of a sudden you're sitting in a very, very pretty spot. And then you got Philly, Boston, 4 games in this next week. So you get 5 days off, and then you play 4 games in a week. That's great scheduling by the NHL, if I've ever heard. They got Detroit. Then December kicks off already. I cannot believe we are approaching December. Like that hits me a certain way. And then there's a 6 o'clock game, 4:30 against Nashville, and then a 6 o'clock against San Jose. What are we doing with these start times? What are we doing? I don't know. Another 7:30 against Detroit. All right, whatever. Yeah, it was nice to see Igor bounce back, and I don't know how many times we have to have this conversation. Don't know how many times. Stop poking the bear. Stop taunting him. You're poking the bear. What are you doing? Have we not learned this? Have we not? I guess if the Rangers closed out that series, maybe they would have learned, but come on. Yep, agree, Anthony. The great win, but the first line definitely concerning, and the second line is really carrying the weight. And at some point, that's not a sustainable way to win. But I agree with this. I would give Coley a shot on that top line if he's comfortable playing the right side. I would try that, or I would not be against splitting Kreider and Zibanejad up. Maybe trying Kreider on the third line, and then Coley, Zibanejad, Wheeler. Maybe Coley could provide some sort of spark, which is crazy that you need Will Coley to potentially provide spark for your number 1 center. But we're in a strange time right now. Yeah, Mika does need to pick it up, and I don't know what's going on with Kakko. It's a worry. Long breaks suck, especially if you're playing well. Yeah, that's the thing that's really annoying is you go hot, you get hot going into the break, and it's like, hey, they win this game, and let's hope that they could keep the wheels going. Yeah, VC was great tonight. Going to the net. Wheeler does not belong on the first line. Agree. The other lines have to get going. We can't go into the playoffs relying only on the second line for consistent offense 5v5. The second line was the only one with a Corsi 4 over 50%. Yeah, I noticed that. And my only counter argument to that with the playoffs thing is that obviously moves get made at the deadline. Like, this is not going to be the same roster. And I know that people don't like to hear that. And I know people don't like to look ahead at the deadline, especially when the team's playing the way they are. But that's just the reality with teams. Like, you make moves at the deadline if you're in a position to, and you add maybe, I don't know, an Elias Lindholm, you add a Jordan Eberle's not having the best year, but I'm just throwing names out there. You add some guy in the mix, or a couple guys in the mix, and you see what happens. Like, I don't know. Because I'd imagine that they go for like a 7th defenseman. You got to imagine they get a right winger. If Hedl, or an update on Hedl too, I guess I'll provide too that I saw, I'm sure a lot of you guys saw it, that things do not look promising with Heedle, which is very concerning. He's still not skating, and they don't even know when he's going to be back. So there's a chance when Fox is off LTIR that they put Heedle on, and that's a scary thought, that because this is a guy that's now had his fourth or fifth concussion. I feel bad for the kid, like 24 years old, and you already have 4 to 5 concussions in a year where you're entering your prime. You expect this to be like your big year. You start off with your line rolling and you maybe get going soon. I feel so bad for him. I really do, and I hope he gets better. But if he's not better by the deadline, you obviously have you have to upgrade that 3C. Nick Bonino can't play 3C the entire way through. So yeah, you have holes that are going to be addressed. And the fact that you're rolling right now with this, you take it. There is still a guy on the market that maybe they circle back to. I'm not going to talk too much about him because I know it pisses people off, but you don't know if they circle back to him, and the reports look like they probably won't, so I'm not going to even waste my time talking too much about it. And I have my doubts with that, but you never know. You never know if things end up circling back or if they end up getting someone else. Who knows? But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, they had it a lot in the tank in the third. That's what Valley was saying. Yeah. I just want to win. I don't care how we do it. I'm somewhat with you on that, but at some point you need to get stylistically some better wins, especially if you want to be one of the better teams and win in the playoffs. You need to be able to play dominant hockey, but I think the main concern about that is once you're closer to the playoff time, that's when you really need to be playing your best hockey. If they're finding ways to win right now in November, fine, get the ugly wins out now. But come February, March, and April, I want to see some dominant efforts, especially when you're making deadline acquisitions, when this team should be firing on all cylinders by then. Yeah, I agree, Joe. Shane Train that they might have to trade for a number 3 center, but we don't know what's going to happen with Heedle. But if I'll say this right now, if he's not back by January, if I'm management, I'm honestly just putting him on LTIR until the playoffs. Like, at that point, just spend that cap and go make a move and bring him back for the playoffs. Utilize that LTIR like a lot of teams do. They won't scratch Sabanajad. That won't happen. With Heedle looking like he's going to be out for a while, and Mika looking this bad, we should seriously look at trading for a center. Lindholm would be a nice fit with the Flames selling. Again, I agree, but I don't think anything's happening in November. I really don't think anything's happening in November. Although you never know. They're looking at maybe moving Zadorov, and they lost to the Islanders, who lost 7, 8 in a row. That might change things in Calgary a little bit more, but we'll see. If they could get Elias Lindholm, I would absolutely be on board with that. Let's see. I want to catch up on chat a bit. You guys are killing it. We have 64 of you guys. You guys are killing it. It's hard to catch up. I'm sorry if I skip a few. I want to try and get ahead of the catch up a bit on chat. If you feel your comment was important and I skipped it, just go ahead and comment it again. I don't know what the love affair with Wheeler is. I really don't know. How do we feel about Jones? He's been streaky. Tonight, he had a very good night, but most nights he has definitely been a bit of a worry, but he's a 7th defenseman, so you can't have high expectations for him. And that's the thing that I think that is why we're critical on Jones, is because we expected more out of this guy, where there were times where it was like Jones maybe is going to be in a trade, and it's like, nope, we don't want that, because he could be a good defenseman someday. And now we're sitting here and he's just a 7th defenseman, which is unfortunate. Yeah, it's a rivalry, Luke. It is what it is. Fans are going to say that it's each other's Stanley Cups. Jack Hughes, I know he said that it's basically the Devil's Stanley Cup, and the fact that he rushed himself to return for a game in November against the Rangers is a little bizarre, but I think that's a loser move too by New Jersey. I got to be honest, like that's a loser organization move. You're really rushing a guy, your star player, back in November to play against the Rangers. And I don't know if it had so much to do with the Rangers or because they're struggling right now, but that's a bad look right there. Like if you're struggling and you're not, I know your number one center is a huge impact, but you need some guys to step up. And I know Heischer's out too, but where's all that talent that they have with like Meyer? I know he's out too, but Toffoli, they have guys where you're rushing him back. I don't know about that one, but not my problem. Not my problem at all. That's all the Devils do is cherry pick. It pissed me off. The 3 stars. Let me get that for you if I could find it. Can I find it? Is it anywhere? Let's see. Is it on the NHL website? Your 3rd star is VC. Your 2nd star is Hughes. And your 1st star is Panarin. New Jersey picked the stars of the game. That's how Hughes got 2nd. Yeah, that's the thing that I was talking about. Is the Rangers had a lot of odd man rush opportunities and didn't capitalize. A lot of that had to do with them being a little slow at times, to be honest. Like they have to start being a little quicker in their transition game. I'm glad the Rangers won. I was talking crap to Devils fans. Love that. Dimitri, thank you so much for the support. Been easy to listen to, especially after all the points the Rangers have been accumulating. I cannot talk right now. I cannot say that word apparently, but yeah, thank you. I really do appreciate that, Dimitri. It means a lot, and yeah, it's easier. And yeah, the Knicks one too, right? I got to watch the first half of the Knicks game. I won't spend too much time talking about the Knicks because I know people are going to be pissed, but how about them putting up a couple 120 spots on back-to-back games against the Wizards and the Hornets, and back-to-back games too. The Knicks and the Rangers rolling. The Knicks too. They might be a superstar away from making some serious noise. Sorry, now I got distracted. I want to see like the box score because Brunson was cooking. He finished with 32. DiVincenzo had 25. Okay, I'm done talking about the Knicks. That was DiVincenzo having 25. The Villanova boys popped off. Anyway, I don't know where the Devils fan is that talks garbage in preseason. It is what it is. VC's backhander was beautiful. Agree there. Panarin looks like he's on performance and answers. Panarin looks like an animal. He took the way that we talked about him very personally, and I'm here for it. Yeah, it's nice to feel a little bit of revenge. It's nice too. Yeah, we're already almost a quarter of the way through. It's crazy. The only way I can think that they didn't call anything on the Lindgren hit is the puck was in the vicinity of the hit, but the hit drew blood. I thought at least 2. I think it should have been 2 because I thought the elbow was a little high where they could have called an elbowing penalty, but I didn't think that it was. I didn't think 5. I didn't. The worst was when they played at the Garden and Devils fans were taunting Igor. I was at one of those games last year, and then yeah, Philip Hedl in overtime. And it was funny because I think I brought this up in a prior stream that when I was at that game, some Devils fan, when they up 3-1, was like, no quit in New York, right? And then the Rangers end up coming back, being down 3-1. I said, yeah, no quit is right, buddy, as he's hitting the exits. It was great. Let's see. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna talk about the Kane situation. I see it in chat. I'm not gonna talk too much. There was a report that Larry Brooks said that they're out on Kane. There was a report from some Chicago beat writer that they're still in on him. I don't even know anymore. I'm probably more, unfortunately, leaning towards what Larry Brooks said, considering he's closer, obviously, to the Rangers organization than a Chicago beat writer would be. But I don't know. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And we move on. It is what it is. I don't really have much thoughts anymore about the whole situation. We'll see what happens, but whatever does. I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore, because we're seeing reports that it's only Dallas and Toronto, and then we're seeing reports that Toronto didn't meet with them, and then we're seeing reports that Florida's aggressive, and then we're seeing reports that Florida's not aggressive anymore. I don't know anymore. Really don't know. And to be completely honest with you, I myself am tired of the whole situation. So, yeah, we'll see where he signs. If he signs here, he signs here. If he signs elsewhere, the Rangers will make moves at the deadline. I'm at that point where I really just it's whatever at this point. Ever think about doing a Knicks channel? I've thought about it, but I'm very 50-50 on starting a Knicks channel, because I'll be completely honest with you, I'm still like I'm still relatively a basketball virgin. Like, I am not really too in touch with basketball, unfortunately. So I'm trying to learn the game more, so maybe I could one day. But it's also tough, because then you have nights like this where the Rangers and the Knicks play at the same time, and I'm sorry, but the Rangers get all the focus when they're on. Like, I love the Knicks. I love watching them when the Rangers aren't playing, but I unfortunately don't watch them when the Rangers get priority. The Rangers get priority, to make a long story short. So maybe one day I could launch a Knicks channel, but I got to get my my basketball knowledge up for sure. I've been trying. Do you know how much Knicks content I actually consume? I'm watching a lot of Knicks fan TV. I'm watching a lot of Knicks channels. Trying my best. Thoughts on Gallant's defense versus New Jersey versus how Laviolette's was? Night and day. Night and day. It's nice to see a coach that actually has this team playing with a structure. I said going into the year that would be the case. And that was the main thing. But I don't know if I have much more to touch on or really say with this game. Dying of heat right now, too. What is going on? Is my heater? I don't even know. Regardless, though, I'm probably going to wrap things up here. We have 61 viewers. I really do appreciate that. Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy this. I really would appreciate that, especially on your way out. That would mean a lot. If we could reach 50 likes, that would be great, because we're starting to get there. We're starting to get like 50 likes on streams. I think we had 50 last post game. Let's see what we got. Whatever we got on last, we got 54. I want 55. Let's see if we can get 55 likes on the stream. Push this thing out. We're starting to get 50 likes. We're starting to get like 500 views a stream. You guys are the best. I appreciate you guys. Love you all very much. And yeah, very, very pleased. And it's much more fun talking about wins. So let's hope they could keep this thing rolling. Let's hope that we're sitting here on Monday in the same spot talking about a win. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. Subscribe if you guys have not already. Turn on your notifications too if you haven't already, so you know when I upload or go live. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next one. Let's go Rangers.